Thank you so much for joining us on Retrospection this week. In this week's edition, Ebonyi State government approves Christmas packages for citizens. And Ebonyi State APC Guba candidates to remodel public schools if elected in 2023 elections. My name is Evelyn Aligwe. Thank you so much for joining us. Ebonyi State government has approved immediate recall of the suspended traditional ruler of Ishinkwa Okawu Autonomous Community, Eze Josephat Ikegwu, with a warning to ensure law and order in the community.
An abatement of hostilities since suspension of the traditional ruler, and directed that the suspended traditional ruler, Eze Josephat Ikegwu, be recalled, but must sign an undertaking to ensure peace in the area as a condition for his reinstatement. He said ESCO approved activities for Christmas programs and packages for different categories of Ebonyi people beginning from 7th of December this year to make this year's Yuletide memorable. ESCO also constituted different committees.
This offer is available to all our sundry in the state.
The commissioner said ESCO also set up another committee headed by the Commissioner for Information and State Orientation, Mr. Uchenna Oji, to review the state anti-corruption law, and another committee headed by the Special Assistant to the Governor on STAs and TAs, Mr. Collins Eze, to verify shop allocations at St. Margaret Umahi International Market, Abakaliki, with a view to finding out the number of shops already allocated and those paid for, and submit report within 7 days. On UBEP project, Mr. Oji said ESCO constituted a state committee headed by Chief Romanus Nwasem to review the project performance of SUBEB in the state and report to the council.
Ebonyi State government in ESCO received a delegation from Oziza community in Afibo North local government area with regard to the state government property named Pontoon in Oziza, Afibo North. ESCO affirmed that the pontoon was properly acquired and that government cannot reverse its position on the acquisition of that particular land. ESCO admonished the delegation invited to ESCO to ensure compliance with the decision of government, that any act of breakdown of law and order will be viewed as an affront on the powers of government and will be visited with appropriate sanctions.
The Information Commissioner further stated that the Executive Council members also approved a request for 20% discount on sale of the remaining 14 plots at the Salt City Estate, Abakaliki. He said ESCO approved a request to borrow 4 billion naira to build affordable housing unit for staff of David Umahi Federal University of Health Sciences, Uburu.
ESCO received a memo from the State Ministry of Trade and Investment requesting for approval of ESCO and the State House of Assembly to borrow the sum of 4 billion naira to build 500 affordable housing units close to David Umahi Federal University of Health Sciences, Uburu, or Hosa local government area. Recall the state government had developed several estates, including Camp David Estate, Uwachara Estate, Park Estate, Salt City Estate, among others, to cater for housing needs of the inhabitants of Ebonyi State. The essence of this housing project is to ensure that the staff of the university and that of the teaching hospital are living close to the institution to discharge their duties at all times.
According to the commissioner, ESCO also made a minor reshufflement in the council, where the commissioner for infrastructural development for concession, Chief Romanus Nwasem, was redesignated as commissioner for special duties, while Mr. Chidozie Igwe is to serve as special assistant to the governor on housing. Sunday, Odom.
The chairman, Iji Local Government Council, Mr. Stephen Nwapa, has condemned in strong terms the attack on Independent National Electoral Commission INEC office in the council and assured that the perpetrators will be brought to book to forestall its reoccurrence. Mr. Nwapa stated these while fielding questions from newsmen at Iboko, the council's headquarters. To report.
According to the chairman, the incident left much to be suspected as it occurred few days after receiving reports that non-sensitive materials had arrived at the INEC office after being renovated some months ago. Mr. Nwankpa, who described the burning of the INEC office as an act of cowardice, an attempt to tarnish the image of government, thereby truncating the peaceful transition to next government, assured that he would collaborate with relevant agencies to fish out the perpetrators to face the full wrath of the law.
At 6 minutes after 11 or thereabout, on the Sunday, the smoke started coming from the inside of this house. When the security noticed that there was smoke, and the security men alerted the local people that there is a smoke coming from there, everybody came down here and I was put on call. All of us started coming. Before we got here, it was not possible for them to have access. Before they were able to gain access to break the place and gain access to this place, the fire had already submerged the entire building. That's exactly what happened.
He used the opportunity to provide temporary office for INEC in the council and promised to support INEC to carry out its constitutional duty in the area without hitches. He thanked the state governor, Engineer David Nwesumaye, and stakeholders in Iji for standing by him.
We hereby dedicate this house as a temporary office for the INEC. This place is under surveillance, and we have enough security men and women around here and strong intelligence network. We want to guarantee their safety, the safety of their lives and property, and to ensure that they will have the maximum cooperation from all and sundry to ensure a smooth transition, to ensure that the election is free, credible, transparent, and free from violence.
A retired permanent secretary and secretary Ohiji Nodu, Dr. John Nkoda, and the coordinator FON movement in Izi local government area, Mr. Ifesinachi Okemini, strongly condemned the act and appreciated Mr. Nwankpa for providing temporary office for INEC, imploring the electoral body to provide voter cards to replace the burnt ones to avoid disenfranchising people of the area.
I want to commend the chairman very strongly for taking prompt action to provide alternative and temporal accommodation for the INEC offices so that they can resume their work. And I call on INEC to do something to ensure that the destroyed PVC are replaced.
I am do you teach local government in my women Lagbara INEC office or Kuliboko. I slaughter the Nire. Line do you take a be meale. Kamaganya she off and maybe. I not thought the Nire and they fu. Oye Malaki Adia. Go provide honor before Friday this week.
Some stakeholders of the council, including security agents, coordinators of development centers, principal officers, and youths, condemned the dastardly act and promised to help fish out the perpetrators. Charles Agada.
The Anglican Bishop of Ikwo Diocese, Right Reverend Ken Ifemene, has commended the Governor of Ebonyi State, Engineer David Nwesumaye, for the unequal development in the state. The report.
Bishop Ifemene, who stated this in the bishop's charge during the first session of the 6th Synod of the Diocese at St. John's Anglican Church in Dufecharekwo, appreciated the Ebonyi State International Airport project and the tireless efforts of the governor to ensure that standard roads were constructed across the state.
We continue to commend the governor, His Excellency Apostle Engineer David Umahi, for unequal development in Ebonyi State. The art of governance in this generation is never an easy task, whether in the secular or in the church. Hence, there is need for sincere prayer for all those who are in authority so that they can maintain equity and justice.
The bishop, while noting that the task of leadership was not an easy one, said the key problem of Nigeria is leadership and called on all to ensure they come out to vote during the 2023 general election. On the theme of the synod, "Your labor in the Lord is not in vain," Bishop Ifemene stated that God ordained work, hence it should be done with good attitude, as God rewards our labor of love.
Looking forward for credible election in 2023, this election is very important and it calls for prayer and active participation. Jesus said, watch and pray. So, as a diocese, I charge all of us and a woman niile wasara election a ga-eme na February arọ ọzọ onye ọbụla tete n'ụra.
On behalf of other visiting bishops to the synod, the Anglican Bishop of Afikpo Diocese, Right Reverend Paul Udogu, noted that there is dignity in labor as God rewards labor.
Ọlụ anyị na-alụ is not going to be in vain. Ngozi dị ya, onye nwe ọlụ a bụ onye kpọrọ mụ na gị ịlụ ọlụ a. And mgbe ị ga-emesi ihe niile dị ka o si ekwu na Chineke is the rewarder of them that did it. Onye ga-akwụ ụgwọ is not the bishop. Onye nwe ọlụ a bụ Chineke, nye na-akwụ ụgwọ ọlụ.
The Chancellor of the Synod, Venerable Emma Ezugo, and the host priest, Reverend Canon Christian Iganga, called on people to work and depend on God to bless them, rather than depend on get-rich-quick scheme, stating that the synod was rewarding. Tony Ukuome.
This is Retrospection. More stories after now. Thank you for rejoining us. The Speaker of Ebonyi State House of Assembly and APC gubernatorial candidate, Chief Francis Ogbonnawihuru, has reiterated his readiness to remodel public primary and secondary schools and health sector in the state to compete favorably anywhere in the world if voted into power in the 2023 general elections. Chief Nwifuru made the statement at his campaign office in Abakaliki during an inaugural meeting of the local government and state APC campaign council. The report.
The Speaker, who thanked the State Governor, Engineer David Nwezo Umahi, for his laudable projects in education and health sectors in the state, said that he would ensure that Ebonyi public schools and the health sector receive the latest structure and reposition the work condition of teachers to engender the expected positive outcome in the sectors. He maintained that all the appointees of his administration would be those who are ready to send their words to public schools, as the worst public schools would be better than the best private schools in the country, and called on all members of the campaign council to saturate the hinterland with the good news during their rallies.
In our education system today, the present administration has done exceedingly and tremendously very well. But there is areas we think that we can complement the effort of the present administration and move the education, take it from the point it is now, the very known point that will triumph the development. And what are those points? We'll change the way our teachers, our lecturers are being treated, the way they are being handled, the way they are operating, and the way opportunities are being given to them.
In his remark, the Director General, Divine Mandate Consolidation and Continuity, Chief Austin Umahi, commended the coordinators and members of the campaign council drawn from all the 13 local government areas of the state for making the list, and emphasized that their nomination was based on trust, hard work, and dedication to the affairs of the party. The campaign DG also charged the council to develop a robust campaign strategy in polling units and wards that would enable them start door-to-door visitations and to synergize with the women folk for the purpose of victory at the end.
We are standing as a state on a tripod stand, and for us to move forward and progressively, that there is need for us to do the doing, not saying the same. We don't mince words. When we say power should go to the north, we must have to demonstrate it by the volume, by the quantum of votes cast, not just winning. For winning, God has already done that. But we must have to make a statement and sign our signature.
In a goodwill message, Chief Hyacinth Ikpo and APC chieftain, Chief James Aronweke from the south, Chief Okago Ogada, and Chief Innocent Ugochima from Central, and Dr. Sunday Nwangele, as well as Professor Emmanuel Echiago,
thanked the conveners of the meeting, saying that they have already started the work in their different localities and pledged to continue in that direction until everyone in each electoral ward and polling units were brought into the fold.
Let us work together and inform our people on why it should be in the north and why it should be Francis Nufu.
I assure you that before Monday, we are going to inaugurate our ward campaign councils. And before the next week runs out, we are going to inaugurate our polling unit campaigns councils.
That I'm thinking of very well to address all this afternoon. And all of us should go back to our various local governments and start the proper work.
The meeting had in attendance the APC Deputy Gubernatorial Candidate, Princess Patricia Obila, the Campaign Council Secretary, Chief Clement Nweke, and the Youth Director of the Council, Prince Uche Alega, some Executive Council members, APC candidates, and local government council chairmen, among others. Emmanuel Amara.
The body of former President Customary Court of Appeal, Ebonyi State, late Justice O'Connell Ogbonna, has been interred at his country home, Amago, Abakaliki Local Government Council of the state. The report.
The State Governor, Engineer David Nweze Umahi, represented by the Deputy Dr. Kelechi Igwe, said late O'Connell Ogbonna lived an impactful and accomplished life and described him as a consummate jurist whose demise came as a shock to the state government.
The death of Justice O'Connell Ogbonna came as a surprise to us as government, but we were not perplexed because death is a way of all mortals. Justice, knowing that even if death comes, what you give to men is what God will present to you on the day you will appear before Him.
At the funeral service, a Catholic cleric, Reverend Father Longinus Ositadema, admonished Christians to re-examine their lives to be in good standing with God in order to make heaven after death. In a tribute, the first son of the deceased, Mr. Chinonso O'Connell Ogbonna, said their late father was caring, humble, and hardworking, while his impactful life promoted the growth of his community.
Thank God! It was not the truck of death itself that ran over him. Oh, maka na o nwere okwukwe na Chineke ka anyị ji wee nọdụ ebe. Oh, maka na o nwere okwukwe na olileanya na mbilite n'ọnwụ ka anyị ji wee nọdụ ebe. A sị na ọ bụghị onye nwere okwukwe na Chineke anya karịa n'ebe.
I could feel a crack in my heart. I could feel your presence telling me to be strong and of good courage, that everything was going to be fine. You are the best human being I have ever seen in my life.
The State Chief Judge, Justice Elvis Ngene, represented by Justice Henry Njoko, and the President Customary Court of Appeal, Justice Patrick Uhuo, said the state judiciary has lost an accomplished jurist who rose to the rank of President Customary Court of Appeal through dint of hard work and determination. Guests, including Speaker Ebonyi State House of Assembly and State APC Governorship Flag Bearer Chief Francis Nwifuru, Chairman Izi Local Government Council, Mr. Stephen Mwankpa, his counterpart of Abakaliki Local Government Council, Mr. Ebere Mwogba, and that of Ikwo Local Government Council, Mr. Sunday Mwankwo, said the late jurist distinguished himself in the legal profession, contributed to the community development, and died leaving behind remarkable legacies.
He's a bosom friend of mine. He taught me what is governance. He taught me how to behave in office. I don't know how to talk about him.
It's quite on time. The legacies that he left behind. He was a righteous man.
He has made man the son of time, has contributed his quota. He didn't live long as expected, but it's only God that did it, and he takes at his own time.
The branch that they should take heart among like Christians who have hope of congratulating him again on the resurrection day. He was indeed a very good man, a fantastic and quintessential jurist.
Late Justice Okonel Ugbana, until his death at the age of 63, was the President Customary Court of Appeal, Ebonyi State. I am Idam Eleri.
In the same vein, the remains of Emmanuel Agala, gardener in Ebonyi Broadcasting Corporation EBBC, has been let to rest in his country home, Igwemini Umoraro, in Ezan North local government area. Retrospection was there. Take a look.
In a funeral sermon during the occasion, the officiating minister, Evangelist Chinedu Nwafo of Adoration Ministry Enugu, advised the people to know that death was inevitable and was the path to eternity in heaven or in hell. He advised the people to shun vices such as envy, lasciviousness, and slander, saying that they are vices that could stop people from making heaven, adding that earthly life was not determined by one's social, political, or opulent status.
Ihe ọbụla ị na-eme n'ụwa cheta na ofu ụbọchị na ị ga-anwụ ada ọ bụrụ na ị nwụọ ijezala n'ihe ị metere ọ bụrụkwa na ị dere afa na chọọchị bụ na ị ga-aga n'igwe kwụba aka gị ọtọ Nwachukwu ọ bụghị ị na-eje chọọchị na-agwọ ọgwụ mgbe ahụ ị na-eje chọọchị na-agwọ ọgwụ ị na-emebi iwu nke Chineke.
The wife of the deceased, Mrs. Teresa Agala, and the first son, Mr. Chijioke Agala, described their late husband and father as a consummate father who lived a very wholesome life worthy of emulation. They promised to sustain the legacy of honor left behind by him.
In the name of Jesus. Holy
My dad is everything to me. My dad means a lot to me. He always promised to give me some dedication. But unfortunately, death took him away. I'm not happy, to be honest. But who am I to blame God?
The Director General of Ebonyi Broadcasting Corporation, Engineer Timothy Nwachi, described late Emmanuel Agala as an excellent worker in the corporation who had absolute propensity for hard work and had maintained punctuality and regularity, which he said made the management of the corporation to appoint him a one-day Director General of the corporation in 2018. The Director General, who was represented by the Director of Engineering, Engineer Chinonyelum Mutobo, said the deceased was so unassuming and compliant in his conduct and said his virtues in life should be sustained by the family.
Emmanuel Agala is a staff of Ebonyi Broadcasting Corporation. He is a dedicated staff, very, very hard working. That the management, headed by Engineer Timothy Nwachi, one day handed over the establishment to him to act as the Director General of the EBBC.
Many dignitaries from all walks of life attended the burial. Kamachima.
May his soul found peace with his Creator. Well, on this note, we conclude a retrospection this week. Many thanks for your company. On behalf of the crew led by Samuel Agua, thank you so much for watching. My name is Evelyn Aligwe. God bless Nigeria. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for joining us on Retrospection this week. In this week's edition, Ebonyi State government approves Christmas packages for citizens. And Ebonyi State APC Guba candidates to remodel public schools if elected in 2023 elections. My name is Evelyn Aligwe. Thank you so much for joining us.